Just 4 regular season games left for the Toledo Walleye as of this moment. Thanks to tonight's win by the Florida Everblades, the Fish trail them by 1 point in the race for the Brabham Cup, the award that goes to the team with the most points at the end of the regular season. That's the award the Walleye won last year. As for the division and first round playoff matchups, well, you got to take a look at the standings, and these are as up to date as we can get them. There you see Toledo on top of the Central, Fort Wayne right there, Cincinnati and Kalamazoo. So the top 4 teams will advance. So first round opponents, you see it, Kalamazoo right now, if it started tomorrow, or Kansas City, potentially Cincinnati as well. So it's just going to kind of come down until the final game to find out. You know, Indy also has a shot in there as well. So we're still not sure where they're going, but we'll get clearer as we get to the final game. Now, earlier this week, the voice of the Walleye, Matt Melzak, was in studio addressing the Final Four and the second season. So you mentioned it, 4 games left in the regular season, 2 home games, 2 on the road. Anything that we can glean from these final 2 games? I mean, or is this just a formality to get to the postseason?
Well, I think it's still out there for Toledo to win the division. They have not clinched that yet, so still need to do some work there. I think that's the first and foremost goal, is to win the division so that in that second round you have home ice. Right. Whether it's against Fort Wayne, whether it's against Cincinnati or Kalamazoo, however it ends up working out, you want to have home ice for those first 2 rounds. And then the next goal after that would be to clinch the Western Conference. And I think if you win the Central, you're going to win the Western. It's how it's kind of shaking out. So I think that's the key there. That's the thing you got to get done next. You worry about that, Florida, if they win their games at hand, they're going to win the Brabham Cup. So more power to them. You get to the finals, oh well. Yeah. You've got 2 great teams anyway. It doesn't really matter at that point. So, I think the most important part right now is clinching those next 2 things to make sure you have home ice so you can get that opportunity to play for Kelly Cup.
Okay, so looking ahead, we split, a game at home, game on the road, game at home, game on the road. Nothing, in our opinion, is going to beat the Dogs at Huntington. Do we have any other promotions to look forward to?
You know what? I think we're just kind of, let's just ride out the end of the year here, get ready to go for the playoffs. I think that's the biggest thing for most people right now. I mean, Wheeling coming in here on Friday. I haven't seen the Nailers in a while. They're trying to get themselves set up as far as the playoff goes, so it's a good matchup for Toledo. Same thing on Saturday down in Cincinnati, especially the fact that we talked about this last week. Toledo went in there and pumped them pretty good last time they played down in Cincinnati at 4-1. It wasn't that close. So I think it'll be an interesting game coming up on Saturday night as well.
One final thing, the ATOs, the tryouts, the kids that come in, is that going to continue to happen over the next 2 weeks, or are we done with that?
We'd have to ask Coach Watson that. Obviously, if he's got his eye on anyone that's still playing, which could be, you never know.